Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
Alright, welcome everyone. Big up on yourself. Well, go on. Drew Fortis, big up yourself, you know. Big up, bro. Yo, I tell you, you know, a pure drama surrounding the Reggae Boyz, you know. Any and any day, you know, say there's some amount of drama. And today is no exception. And a matter of fact, the drama starts when they were doing the launch. Seeing? Yeah, man, they were doing the launch, and I mean, like I said in the video this morning, it was a brilliant idea, you know. Yeah, man, a brilliant idea. The person who conceptualized this, brilliant idea. You get what I say? But guess what? The execution of the idea was telling, wanting. You understand? So pretty much the execution was poor, and in sports, execution is key to get the desired result. So if you're going to take a penalty, you have to ensure so you execute it with your run up, your follow through, planting your foot, the non-kicking foot, and the area that you decide to choose, and where on your foot you decide to strike the ball, and where on the ball you're going to strike. So everything has to be in sync. I mean, sometimes your technique a little bit off and you still get a little result, but pretty much for the most part, you want to ensure that your technique is up to par. And the execution in this one, poor execution. Hence you have the result. I mean, some names were on the team that was not really what you'd call it, what the coach wanted. Some some names out there were not make no sense, and it was an indictment on the organizers to really put on this thing, and it just come off that particular way there. It no look good. It doesn't look good, and it goes to show the people that always affiliate themselves with the Reggae Boyz. You understand? People want help, people want, do the thing the right way, but trust me, it's like there's always something out there to say, yo, email always have something. See? But you know, see what go on with the squad. You get what I say? A team always have drama, and Drew Fortis said drama is an understatement, you know. You see me I say? It's an understatement. So Fresh God say him just a breeze through. Hey, Fresh God, you see why me kinda take time remove myself to, and it's sad to me have to come back and talk about this a drama here again, you know. But you notice the football thing toxic, brother. Too much, it always have something go on. Always. And you think there are some things that change still, you know. I can't really put out regular content or the weekend triple treat. But separate and apart from that, it just happen how it happen. Because me I tell you say, yo, too much drama, man. Too much drama. Seeing? Too much drama. And it's always JFF against somebody. Whether a player, an entity, or some misinformation, or some this. You understand? And you see the fact say, yo, me not too know. A matter of fact, me just have to talk what me a talk about, me not stay long. Me have a short Mr. Speed. Because one of the itemized things that Mr. Butler itemized on his listing of demands indicate that Mr. Speed have a Lego something. And basically, if you don't see the thumbnail of my title, Speed basically a stop Bailey or a hinder Bailey. Because apparently look like a that make Bailey now play. So that demand of Mr. Speed need to go. Me have to go call Mr. Speed and hear where go on there so. You see me I say? And float management, big up. Yo, me I tell you, brother. Me don't know how to feel about this, you know. And the fact is that, you know, me tell you no, and me tell you no. Me say me not to support the coach, you know. Coach I do him job, man. Make him do him job. At the team me I support, you know. At the team me I support, Reggae Boyz. Players can't really pick themselves. So anybody go out there, me I support them. You see me I say? Yeah, man. So here what me I say now. The team job, when you see the team, whole heap of defenders, goalkeeper. People are talking about the goalkeeper, and I think they're once you play the team over a certain number, then you're gonna have 4 goalkeepers. You get what me I say? Even though people are talk about it. You see me I say? So the team job, not the strongest team, especially in the middle of the part. No man in a midfield. You see me I say? But with that said, the team I can just go out there and put on them best. You see me I say? I don't have nothing against Alex Marshall. But Alex Marshall added to this midfield, I don't think Alex Marshall will improve this midfield. Alex Marshall and my baller from George's days. Me used to go watch George's. Big time. Seeing? We used to play some football competition and, you know, we have George's as one of our practice games them. So we used to support George's because of that very fact. You see me I say? So that is that. But I don't see how Alex Marshall is improving the midfield, to be honest. And Bala, if you listen and anybody from your team are listen, it's not a personal attack. Seeing? It's just the reality of the situation. Good look ball under the JPL, but I don't see how he's helping this midfield. You get what I say? Seeing? Alright. So that is that. People them say that the squad drop. Now we see Bailey back in the team and there was a long conversation about Bailey and the sabbatical that he decides to take, and it is because of his mental health and the JFF not doing this, not doing that. And for some reason, the interview that he did was, you know, reveal some stuff, him say some stuff which me never agree with. But him said, and things just happen. People them go at Bailey. Some man I say him not for come back in a team, and we I say, yo, it's all left to the coach. Seeing? So the coach apparently reach or ask somebody to reach out to him. And we understand that Dennis Strong reach out to the Bailey camp, have a conversation, but look like the conversation went how it's supposed to go. So, or in Butler's liking, because you say I bring up some under 20 players who have to be a part of the team and all of this and all of that. Seeing? But my thing is that though, Mr. Butler, and this is out of concern for the football. You seem to be a well-respected man. You seem to be a loved individual, yet still you seem to be a hated individual. Some people hate you, some people don't like you. But Mr. Butler, you always pride yourself in getting your players out there, developing your players, and getting them to top clubs like a Villa under Chelsea. And you have a Genk, Bayer Leverkusen when Bailey was there. Seeing? But my thing is this fairy tale about the national team that is tucked on you. Whereas if you don't need the national team and you're preparing these players, I can understand where you come from, because you believe your players are the best, and when your players are the best, they are not, drafted into the team. And you feel a way about that. Understood. But it can't be a case where you always try to push your players in the team, which is your duty. But if the national team means nothing and can't do nothing for your players, and you are get them into Europe with contracts, why the alabaloo about the national team? I can't understand this. I'm not getting it. You see me answer? Me cringe when me see situation. If me a develop ball and I send them to Europe and them a get contract, or is it a situation for them to get bigger clubs, bigger contract, they have to play the national team? I think that. So if that is the case, why can't there be a better relationship between the JFF and the Phoenix boss? Because it seems as if both entity needs each other. One probably need one more than the other, but this is just my take on the whole situation now. We can't have this. Remember, I said we are international team, international media pre-war going, So everything we're posting at these media, it is being watched by international persons. So therefore, everybody sees what is happening. Everybody is talking about what is happening, and it is permeating the whole media landscape. You see me, sir? And if truth be told, we understand and we see the point where what Mr. Speid is doing, it's clear as mud that it has some level of conflict of interest. We understand that. And I think we at a level now that it thing does it thing does nah mats up. Every time you know what me think? Even though them have them back and forth and them tug of war, it's just sad. So the players them have to be mixed up in this. Because when you hear Dennis Strong say the man start mentioning the under 20 and all of these things, it just not add up. Craig Butler say him tell Al Grimson don't put Leon on the team list. Why Mr. Al Grimson go ahead and put Leon on the team if that is the case? Something is not right. somebody's not telling the truth. And these things that always surrounding the Reggae Boyz, it not good for the team, it not good for the players them. All it does is good for the media, you know. Because the media always have content. The media are going always have content. And it are going to surround what is happening. How this reach? Alright. Mr. Mande say, obviously Al Grimson want Bailey to play. Because him say Bailey are the best player. See? Al Grimson say want him best players them. So, him pretty much asks them to reach out to Butler. Them reach out to Butler, they have meeting me here, conversation go on. But look like Dennis Chung couldn't answer questions them that Butler had or the demands that him have. Because he said that those things are technical issues. So, apparently some link up go on and the coach and Butler speak. Me here said the man ended up on the phone for about 2 hours conversation. Seeing? 2 hours conversation. Apparently what Al Grimson get from the conversation is that Leon have some things to take care of. But because he will join up with the team, so I'm going to miss the first game. That's what Al Grimson said in the press thing, you know. Alright, the reveal. So him say, alright, good. Seeing? So Leon and him team, based on what go on, it look like they're rubbish it because Leon post something that misinformation. That information then are correct. So the fact is that Al Grimson was left to put his feet in his mouth. Why now would Al Grimson subject himself to that? You see what I say? This might have push where Al Grimson to, you know. The whole drama surrounding Jamaica football, you know. So, in order for the Phoenix players to be in the team, there was a list of things that were sent out by Butler. Seeing? And based off those things, Mr. Speid are one of the itemized things. Seeing? And based on what me say, and from my understanding, me no think Speid are going to move out of this position. Hence, I don't think Bailey are going to play for the team again. I don't think Bailey are going to play for the team again. And me think Al Grimson, and this is my opinion, I call Mr. Speid, you know. I believe though, based off Leon's initial request of not wanting to play and how him speak in the conversation with the interviewer, I think, this is my opinion, I believe that Al Grimson should have just left Leon Bailey alone. You know why? Leon went on another podcast. Seeing? He went on another podcast and the man say him still not go in a national team thing right now. Him still not ready. So it was amazing for me to see him being listed. That's the amazing thing, you know. So these are the 5 things. Big up in yourself, Brian and Jason. Me I go call Mr. Speed, because him I center this to now, Him are the center of this right now because it no look good every time. But well, them say no publicity is bad publicity, but sometimes when me look at a statement that deep down, sometimes the publicity can mess up things, Yeah, man. Sometimes the publicity can mess up things. Seeing? But that's one different conversation. So here where Butler recommend that the JFF address before any players. So review of the player contracts to address matters of security, long haul travel and rooms. So he's pretty much telling the administration that they need to re-look the contract with them right for the players. Seeing? So that them can, address the security for the players, the long haul travel and the room setting. Seeing? 2, he needs JFF to review and monitoring of employee contracts to improve employee-player relations. Are these bad suggestions? 3rd one, adopting global standards relating to communication with the players. Are these really bad standards? The 4th one, adopting global standards relating to determination of player affiliation. So, if you have a name of a player, you're supposed to name which team he might come from. I guess that's what he's trying to say. Now, this is where the thing gets ugly. Immediate addressing the clear perception of or reality of conflict of interest at the level of the technical committee chairman. We believe that, as in this case globally, the chairman of the technical committee should not hold any club affiliation. So henceforth, he wants Rudolph to end his affiliation with Cavalier Football Club. Now, we understand the conflict of interest, but Oral Tracy asks Craig Butler a very good question, Even though there might be some level of conflict of interest, as it affected the said club that Rudolph is affiliated with in terms of player selection, are the players from Cavalier filling up the national team? That Oral Tracy asks, But people, I go call Mr. Speed and see if him can come defend this. Because we don't know what go on with them thing. So I call Mr. Speed. No answer. Alright, I'm gonna try back. But big up to the ones in the comment section. But that no have nothing to do with Bailey. Some of the demands are personal reasons for him academy players. Obviously, I see that again, this is a big tug of war between Phoenix or Craig Butler and the JFF. My question is, if Craig Butler is given a post in the JFF, will he relinquish his position or his affiliation with the Phoenix club? Since he's asking Mr. Speed and the JFF to do so, would he do that? And this is not me supporting the position, because we talk about this at length on this channel that Mr. Speid and Mr. Speid situation is purely conflict of interest. We speak about that. You understand? So this is nothing new. So the reasons that were listed, folks, do you believe that these are quality reasons for Mr. Butler and his team? Are these quality reasons or reasons that you can really say, all right, that reason that makes sense? Do you feel like these reasons make sense? Because some of the things highlighted, there could be like, you know, exactly formula. Remember, you know, Mr. Speid position is an elected position, you know. If you notice that change about it in the last election was an elected position. So that's why I'm saying a formula. Is it the case where Leon Bailey will not play for this team until another 4 years if Mr. Speid and his team isn't re-elected? Because if they're not throwing away that position with Mr. Speid, what go on? Bailey now come back in our team. And if you notice formula, I don't know if I'm me alone I pay attention. Aren't these demands different from the earlier ones that were mentioned when Bailey just took his sabbatical? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Aren't these different demands? Because they seem like they are not similar to me. But I would love for somebody to correct me there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Me try about Mr. Speid, you know, because I forget to this, you know. See, somebody confirms a different demand. See, me can't get Mr. Speid. Come on, Mr. Speid.
Which means it. What you say? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Now you're on.
You're live on the coach's desk, you know.
What do you mean, man? Alright, what you say?
Yeah, man, we just call you to find out. I never mute the mic, so you're live. So, yeah, man, we had to do a little discussion with the whole thing, and right now, on my thumbnail, it is saying that Mr. Speid is blocking Bailey. And why did I say that?
Why you do me that?
Well, man, let me tell you why now. I'm not going to explain, man. You are black Bailey, you know why? Because the fifth demand that Craig Butler is making, the position that you hold, is that position that the JFF at this time wants to throw away. Because if they don't move that, Bailey now come back. That's why I say you are blocking. you get to me and say, you get the point to me and say now.
Well, I don't know you reach this. Because I have this position for the last 4 years. And he must always play 30 match with me have this position.
No, but remember, so that a part I demand, you know, a 5-point demand that Mr. Butler is saying that possibly that's how he's gonna get back in the team. So how you explain that now, Mr. Speid? Talk to me. What really are going on? People them there.
Explain that. I can't explain that, but what I can explain is that is the case, and he keeps his word. Butler, we're going like say him is a man of his word, and in keep him word. It only means that everybody can calculate the day when Bailey will come back, because I have 3 years, 8.5 months left on my tenure, and I am not resigning.
You not resign, I don't think they're gonna fire you.
Nobody can fire me. I was elected by a super majority. It's not, nobody can fire me. I was elected by a Congress with a super majority of 39 to 17. Yes. So nobody can fire me.
So what you say? You're a big man in this?
Well, you see, there was a campaign for 5 years with a lot of people was saying conflicted. That time, I was appointed by the president. I served at the president's pleasure. This election, I am no longer at the president's pleasure. What does happen is that the affiliates, the 56 of them, with all of that campaign going on, knew of my value and my work and decided that I would be elected this time. So, I'm sorry, I am not resigning. So I don't understand how he's going to reconcile that statement now.
So now that me I say Mr. Speed, are you a black man from coming like
No, I never made that statement.
But because of your position a black, you know. Because you just say you're not resign.
Then why would I? I never know say anybody would be so reckless to make a statement like that, and them can't do nothing about it. So, is him a black himself?
This, Mr. Speed, me I gotta tell you it's the straight truth. You see, there's too much drama around the JFF. Seeing? And the no publicity is bad publicity, but sometimes you can have too much and too much. There's too much drama around team selection and these things. And as the head of the technical committee, how you think that can be solved?
Well, I don't select any team.
So is there a guideline stipulated by to the coach that
our guideline is that the coach must go win. We have never selected a team. Nobody in the technical committee select any team. As a matter of fact, I did the coach contract and I wrote in there that the coach is responsible for the only person responsible to selecting teams. Nobody else. So anybody that is selected is his responsibility. We're only concerned with how the team perform. And every coach have to. So we set policy, we don't deal with operation. So people are carrying a narrative because they want to carry it. They're clutching at straws. If I was picking the team, why would I pick no Cavalier player on the team?
Yeah, because you know rightfully so, Mr. Speed. I mentioned it earlier. I hear the question that it asks from Oral Tracy on his show this morning, interviewing Butler, and it is a valid point. Even though your position might seem as conflict of interest, it is not bearing fruit per se where selection of the players are concerned from your club. The last window, 2 players from your club. Now, this window, 1.
Right. But remember, that my club is the best club in Jamaica, #1 club champion. Yes. It's not like you're talking about a club that is down at the bottom. And we are ranked #3 in the Caribbean as a club. That's what we rank, #3. So this is not an ordinary club you're talking about. But the coach didn't pick King for 1 year. And you never hear any argument come from me, not even one time say King should be in it.
But we wouldn't hear nothing, Mr. Speed. We wouldn't hear nothing.
No, but don't hear other people that talk about who should have in the key team.
But you're not that type of persona.
Because, when me tell King when them not pick him, say him for work harder. If him come to me, I say go work harder. Right? So that is how me approach the game. And so we don't pick team. The coach decide we pick. And regardless of what you hear with coaches where me and them probably have different opinion in how they do their work. You have never heard one of them come back and say, I tell them who to pick. Have you ever heard that?
No, I never hear that.
Exactly. So we can talk anything we want. I don't even care about. The truth is, my job as a technical committee chairman, most of my job now have nothing to do with picking coaches, and picking team, People, that's what the spectators say. That's their end product. Why then don't talk about the coaching when we know we have 700 coaches in the last 3 years that is qualified in Jamaica. I'm doing a program with 500 coaches now at the primary and prep school level to get them D and C license. Those things are what I am working on. You think I have time, and plus me get the money to sponsor them too? Them only have to pay $5,000. That's what I'm working on. Those are the things I'm working on. Mm-hmm. National Academy, that's me. The Premier League got changed from what it was before to this one. That's me. Club licensing, all of those things, that's me.
And are you write the contracts? That's you.
Yes.
So how you write contract, Mr. Speid? How you get leverage for write contract?
No, that's my training. You guys think me only do football. That's where my training is. Me's a chartered accountant. That's where my training is. Me know about contracts. Me do law courses. Me know about those things. That's where me do for a living. Me used to do for a living. So I have that expertise, and that is why the JFF allow me. The negotiation for the contracts is me too. I did all of those things. That is why, here we have fight about money and how much you forget and all of those for the last 3 years. So everybody just come to this one part about picking team. I don't pick team. I don't care who plays. All I do is assess the coaches at the end of the tours and decide if we must take our recommendation for them to continue or then continue with them.
Mr. Speid, you know, so we don't believe the part the way you say you don't care who play.
No, I don't. You just need to win. I don't care who play.
You sure about that?
Yes. The only team that I care about who play a Cavalier. In no other team I don't care.
What really go on with this debacle though? Separate and apart from the demands that were made. Why Bailey was named and he wasn't supposed to be named?
Again, you have to ask the coach. But let me explain something. You see all those 4 things that is in the demands.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the president and the senior players them and the Gensec talk about the contract and them work out. There's some agreement there already. It just not put it and it depends on paper too. I just don't think. So some of those things that them talk about, travel, all of those work out. Everybody getting them own room in the Copa, in this tournament. Everybody get their own room.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to security, yeah, there are some players who really rich who have their own security, right? The JFF don't provide individual security.
Yes, but hold on, with the security thing, they are saying that even though persons can provide their own security, they are still barred from going certain places.
Who?
That's what Mr. Butler said.
Who's barred?
The security.
Let me explain something here. Every time JFF go anywhere, a 5-star hotel we stay in. Nobody thinks that a motel we stay in. We stay in a 5-star hotel. The hotel by themselves because of the standard of them security. And then when we move to the bus and move to the field, we have security provided by the organizer. When we go play Caribbean Club football, you see, we have police with give escort back and forth to every training session, and them have police so they are the venue itself that provides security.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, if you want to talk to us, those families, that's what it will happen. And sometimes you have some reporters who try to beat the system and try to get an interview, right? But all of those security concerns is usually done by the host. You know the question of me want. When them broke curfew, who provides security for them?
When curfew is, but remember said that I got depend for them all the time, you know. So that now nothing to do with JFF. And them broke them curfew. See. So you can't use that.
So we must provide security that time too?
No, that wouldn't be on you. If you provide security and a man break the curfew or squeeze it out of the hotel or whatever, he's on his own in that time frame.
Yeah, but the truth is, may you understand, message share room. When it comes to security, it is provided by the host. That's what happens. I mean, no, come on. Some countries do carry additional people, but you also can ask additional security if you need to, So I heard the problem was a reporter put a camera in the baller face.
Yeah.
As I say, I want to hear vlog at them, So the night. So I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, well, me hear him reference. I hear Butler reference Ryan and say, oh Ryan, and you just say a 5-star hotel, but Butler's counter to that is how Ryan was able to put up a camera in a Bailey face.
I don't know.
And I use a 5-star and security. What wrote down there?
I don't know. I wasn't there. Look here, I don't go anywhere with the Reggae Boyz, So I really don't know what happened. I hardly ever go anywhere. Sorry, let me never say I hardly ever go anywhere with the Reggae Boyz. I don't know what happened, so I can't comment. But look here. Reporters over the years has always found ways to get to people who they want to get to. By whatever method them use. It's nothing new. I'd be more concerned if it was a crazy fan who wanted to hurt the ball. Just to ask your interview to me is a issue too, but to me that's a less of leavers. But it shouldn't have happened, but I don't know why it happened.
Yeah,
to me that is a reporter. It's not like he's a
loose fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pretty much for me, having the camera up, and we didn't talk about this already. Having the camera up, the player can not accept that interview. They have the leverage to do that. You don't have to stand up. I've been at games and I go approach a player, say, is it okay to do an interview? The player say, yo, no, not now. And we move on. I am wondering if they are also talking about you running onto the field, like when you're seeing those games, club games, you run onto the field and try if you get a fan pick, and you see 1,000 security guard blocking that person from reaching to the baller, because you don't know, even though it might be an innocent fan, because of how the world set up, you don't know if anybody really come try to arm the player. Which me thinking of our Jamaican context, me no see anybody arm any of the baller them way there. Me no see that.
Right. But I mean, if you have security concern, you have security concern. But in the hotel, yes or no, I would have supposed that you report it if something like that happened, and then the manager or the team would have reported to this hotel security and said, listen, we can't afford for people to be in certain areas, So to me, it's not something that can be solved if it does happen. And things happen in the world all the time, and it's unfortunate. It never just happen to Jamaicans alone. Come on, this never happen to Jamaicans alone. when they go, they are not Jamaicans alone. So the truth is that we as management probably need to talk to the hotel people whenever we go there and say, listen, remember we have celebrity players, we would like to make sure it's a security tighter so people don't get in here that is not supposed to be here. That type of conversation could be had to solve that problem, I think.
Yeah, that's true. But why me have an issue with that? Me think me don't know if them a try to throw Ryan under a bus, but it's kind of unfortunate because we me not see that as one of the instances where a camera come up in your face, you're a superstar. People follow superstars around and snap them with pictures, and you get exclusive photos out there. So once a person is a superstar, things like these likely can happen. Seeing? But it's just that, I probably a security. Or if the person is strong enough in their temperament and say, hey, delete that, hey, I don't want an interview right now, then the person have to oblige, because that could be border on being an harassment.
Right. But hold on, let me correct you. If you are a superstar, you will get camera in your face. You can't hide from it. You will. There's no hiding from it. look, if you is a superstar, you will, not maybe, you will at some point get camera in your face. And it's one of the things you have to understand how you deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
kind of reduce that.
somebody have point out that the big thing is it happened in the lobby of the hotel, and everyone has access to a lobby in a hotel. So should there be security right there so that the players won't be bombarded by reporters coming in? I can remember when I went to the Nations League game, the semi-final, seeing when I went to the hotel, the players were just in the lobby liming. I would go over to them and heal them up and whatever, have conversation with them. There wasn't any ill intention. When we got to know the ground where they were practicing, we got a limited amount of time, and securities were right around. And if the time, right, and if the time comes and we decide not to move, because we did a try say, yo, we now move, we try get some more clip. The man them call police, and we just see police roll up and say, all right, guys, and we sit down now, we care now. But we still had to move.
Yeah. No, and I fear, look, nobody don't want nobody to get hurt. So I'm not gonna say it's not a concern. I'm just saying you can't hold Jamaica to different standards than we hold the rest of the world, because it happened to every single person all over the world, where people find ingenious ways of getting to superstars.
Mm-hmm. So now that me see people follow around people and then take pictures, then follow around the superstar, then the movie star, the rappers, them and these people. People follow them around and take pictures because they want to have some exclusive shots. You know how much money them can get for them pictures. So you still have to be
concerned about the safety of the players.
Yes.
I'm saying, how you go about it now could be, you can have some hotel. You can't get into the lobby unless you're supposed to go in there. You're a guest, you know.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. But you can say that you're the guest of a guest that is there. There might be one person you know that is there, you know, Mr. Speid.
There's always
that can give you access, you know.
Yeah, there's always ways to get around it, man. And the reporters, them figure out the best way, you know, to get around some of those things. So you're correct, yeah.
It just so me still gonna ask you the question. Even though you say if you ask the coach, me think you probably have some information or some know-all. How comes Bailey was listed on the team and him say misinformation?
Well, from what I gather from what I heard, I never speak to him or his representative in any other. Mm-hmm. I understand that is the coach and the general secretary were the ones who spoke. Mm-hmm. And he also gave them, you know, what the list of demands. Mm-hmm. But my understanding is that some of these list of demands, they can't be solved just like that. Like the general secretary who actually work for the board can decide by himself, yes, for certain things. He would have to say, okay, let me check out these. But both of them spoke to that camp, and both of them believe at the time that Bailey was available, basically, based on what they have said to me.
So the conversation led to them to believe that Bailey is available.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what. And I think the conversation was probably a little too friendly and never formal enough. And probably that is why the misunderstanding.
So so again, there probably wasn't any agreement that could, you know, be verified or ratified, because from what I heard, they had a phone conversation.
Yeah, the coach and the manager talked to two of them here.
Yeah.
And nobody denies them talk for that long. So that wasn't denied by that party. Mm-hmm. Chung, though, had meetings with really actually came in and sit down and talk with, sit down in front of. But something like even say, me have to give up my post. Chung now, no, yeah, that nobody can get that out from me. So nobody could negotiate with that. So that never make any sense.
But the point the point is though, Mr. Speid. Rob Smith is saying this. He's very confused about what is happening because Leon Bailey decided to take a sabbatical, and it is lean towards a mental health situation. Him tired. Him not take no holidays since him a play for Jamaica for 2016. Every time after season break, him there Jamaica, ready to suit up for the national team. That's what Craig Butler said. Seeing? So him basically drained mentally and want to take a break. But since it is a break that he's taking, a mental health break, why it seems to me that if these demands are granted, then boops, the mental health situation would have just dropped right aground.
It looks so. Look, everybody different, right? But the 39-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo, in every time country call him this year, right? So Messi, same thing, 36. Everybody different. Me just believe, say, you do what you really want to do in your life. If you really want to do something, you'll always find a way to get it done. Because those people are able to fix their life in such a way that they're always available for the national team. So that's what I heard from the general secretary, and him said it in a public this morning, that there was some conditions for the return of the players. And some of them conditions they just couldn't. In my mind, there's no way the general secretary could have agreed to none of those conditions. Some of them, remember, there's a JFF board too, so some of those conditions will never be agreed to. So I don't know anybody would have put themselves out to say, if me not get this, me not do this, when you're not in control over some of them. So that is where me see it right now. And it reach a position where if them believe, say, the thing about like, I don't even know if this is if what they are demanding, if that's what the other players saying, because let me tell you something. There's the contract that we had in place, which kind of we're still working with it now since we don't have a new contract, is that if there's any dispute, we should have 3 players, one from England, one from USA, and one from Jamaica. Sit down with the 2 people from the JFF and clash out any dispute. People always try agree on a contract, and then whenever anything happens, them want to throw it away. As far as me is concerned, all of these issues must come to the central point of the people who are nominated by the players to represent them. Can't be no one man about come and decide, say, him, or he can just say, anything me say that yet the JFF, I don't know. It is always a collective agreement by all the players. So all the players would have to say, these are the issues. And they will say, fine, I will deal with them. So no one man, in my mind, no one man can't come in the issues and say, him, this is an issue we have to deal with. Because we can't treat one player different from the rest of the players. All of them have to get the same treatment. Because if we start with that, then everything becomes clear. Yeah. So that now.
This don't look good pon the whole JFF. And
I don't know why you say that about the whole JFF still.
No, hold on. Why not look bad pon the whole JFF? JFF when I say the whole JFF, including the players, all and sundry that surrounds the JFF. Because remember this demand that him are making 5, it a put something out there about JFF too,
No. But if everybody read that the one there, because the demand are making a 5, everybody knows that it's just a personal, nothing to do with nothing. Because the 30 game of the player ball I played before, I always at this post. So why them playing at the 30 game and now come and say it is an issue for them? That makes no sense.
So what you think is the agenda?
I don't want to speculate still, but I mean, we don't want to speculate. But guess what? At the end of the day, as me say again, we might not like who is elected in our various different parts in the world, but they are elected fairly. You can't get up and say you is a dictator now. So what was done by an election free and fair in my mind is one of the fiercest election ever run. Drawn out, every eyes had to be dotted, you have to cross every T in this election. There was a lot of points and counterpoints and suing and all of those things go on to make this election go. And then they put to an agreement, and then you get up and say, nah, this no election go. You want this. That don't make no sense. So from that point of view, people look on it and realize, say, point number 5, I get that point, it don't make no sense. Nobody in control of that except one person.
You think this is an indictment on the coach?
Well, I'm not comment on the coach, not like coach though, in a public still. But unfortunately, this end up happening here.
Because what me I say now, Mr. Speid, the baller said, all right, me hear what the coach said. The coach said he want him best team, right? And me get that. But the baller already said he's not available. And he recently do an interview again and reiterate the point that he's not ready because of the slackness that is taking place with the JFF. Why was mediation brought to the fore? You know, things say a coach that set up himself. Anything happen, him would not set up himself. Because look what happened now in the whole process. He probably trust the word and the word does backfire upon them.
That's my point. I don't think we were formal enough. So one of the things that I know for a fact, I wasn't, nobody could approach me to talk about to pick players, Nobody can approach me to tell me, say, boy, I'm a player, I want to play for the national team. Because when I do, I tell them, say, I don't pick team, you need to go to the coach. So I think, in a way, that's where one of the issues is. But I understand the gents said they came to him and they wanted to have a discussion about some stuff. So he met with them. So that's where it started, apparently.
So if that conversation never happened, it wouldn't reach us, sir.
Right. That couldn't happen to me because when you come to picking him, I tell him, plain say, don't even bother ask because coach, that's coach prerogative we want to pick. I was okay with the coach decision to discipline players them, because I really prefer coach disciplining player them than you say that about disciplinary committee, etc. I prefer the coach charge because at the end of the day, me and you all know about coach in charge. Then the results are better when coach, everybody know who in charge, more than people don't know who in charge or different people assume they're in charge. The results are always better when you know say coach in charge. And everybody is one Jamaica, is one when at certain point in your career, one team you can play for national, and a Jamaica, So that's a big thing for the coach at his disposal because nobody else can pick a player. So in my mind, that all of that can be used to make sure say players are in line. Because what is happening now, clearly the people think the JFF not doing a good job. Yes, we pay off all of the players them the money we owe them, the boys and the girls. We send 5 teams go play in the early part of June to now, where the under 14, the under 15, the under 20 going to play international games. The women team, the male team, we had under 17 in training, boys and under 14 girls in training. So we are doing a lot of work with the National Academy up and running. What type of work we are doing now? So people might think, say, just a look on, but everybody's focused on the senior team because we want to work up. Yes, and that I want our big team, we want to work up. We need the money to continue development. But we still have certain things about us where the coach decide who plays. So even if the coach would call him, I wouldn't have a problem with the coach calling him and trying to get him to play if he wanted to play. Really wouldn't.
That's a Bailey, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem if the coach call him and try to get him to play. I wouldn't have a problem with it. But once you say that goes south, you need to get rid of it. Because that to me is not good for the rest of players. Them seeing things like that happen, and then I wonder where for them line is, where their red line is. You know, that's what I have to say. But
Oh boy, I tell you. Somebody asked in the comment, Omari on the island, was he called or contacted?
remember, I keep on telling the people, I don't know why they don't believe me. You know, I don't even go to training. I tell the coach, do not give me the squad when you pick it because I don't want to see it. I'll see it when it come out my media. That's my stance, you know. So I don't know nothing about operation and them things there. I only deal with policy, and when the tour finish, we have a meeting with the coach and we decide where we go from there. That's it.
But Mr. Speed, the people them in the chat I say, boy, you need to stop ramp with the football. How you respond to that?
What do you mean ramp with it? The football has never been better since me become the chairman of the technical committee. I may go back over it. The Premier League, I mean change how it is. Women's Premier League, the club licensing, National Academy, right? Coaches education. Come on. We have never sent 5 teams out one time in training, U team in a training or matches. 5 of them one time. What do you mean by ramping? It has never been better. Stop on the foolishness. If you tell me at that time, we have 5 A license coach, 100B, 200C, 400D, all of that time at my time. What do you mean by ramp with the football?
And that is what you have done since you have been the head of the technical committee.
Yes, Premier League, how we change it to what it is now from what we did that before. Right. All of them I just tell you. When I talk about ramp, there's nobody that want to work with me though. Club licensing, all of those things. There's nobody.
So the clubs would have to be in compliance with what happened in terms of them being in operation.
They wouldn't be able to play in a Caribbean League if we never have club license implemented. They would not.
Somebody said the Premier League Chris Williams, you take your credit from.
No, and me get Chris Williams to come there. You don't understand the person then. And me go fit him and tell him he must be the chairman. So what you mean? So I don't understand them. And the other people who used to run it before we said, no, we don't want you, Chris Williams. So that's where I was at the embryo. I not take nothing from it. I tell you what happened.
Okay.
Right, come where it is now.
Somebody.
When they talk about stop ramp. Oh, by the way, all of the camps that were in the US, and me first, make we have national camps and you say pick players, youth players to come play for Jamaica in the US. I might think that.
Okay.
I may set it up for go UK too. Just in case pick that one when me I go UK. So start.
Okay. Drew Ross is saying that you need to take control of this issue that is currently happening. How you think you can take control of it?
No, I not take control of it because I give the coach a free hand to pick who he want to pick. If the coach stop performing, then you take control. Then there's a different problem now if a team stop performing. But so far, overall, I cannot say he has not done well. He has. When he got the team, it was at 67 or 68. It is now around 55. And there's stability in the team. We can complain about certain like a match is 1 or 2, but you can say there's stability in the team. The team seems to be doing better against the CONCACAF giants. Them. That was what I wanted because initially before, even the last World Cup qualifier, when we come up against these big CONCACAF team, it was us from 4-0 and so on 3-0 and you could have never win a game. So I can't be jumpy. I have to look at what the coach has achieved and say, well, look like we are moving in the right direction. So far, I still think we're moving in the right direction, regardless of what is taking place. So there was a time before this where we were moving in the wrong direction. We were around 40 and we kept on going down till we get 67. You see me drift? No, some things are right still, but overall, we still are moving in the right direction. So we can't go things say they're doing anything dramatic.
The person is saying that they were talking specifically the Leon and Craig Butler situation. My follow-up to that is, it don't have to be on camera, because sometimes it's not good for these things to have an audience. But would you sit in front of a committee or some persons, you and Craig Butler, and have a dialogue or a discourse surrounding what is happening with the football, because it seemed to me that it's all about Speid and Butler. I may ask the question earlier, if Craig Butler gets into the national team, will he relinquish his affiliation with Phoenix altogether? That's the question of me asking. So it seemed to me that it's a tug of war between How can you gentlemen meet?
No. There's no tug of war. Come on. You're joking. This man is not even affiliated to the JFF. Is he?
Tell us.
Is he?
Tell us.
He's not affiliated to the JFF in any way as far as I know.
Mm.
Right. I am affiliated to the JFF. Right? There's a post that I have that has certain responsibilities. What you want me to take off it and give to him? No. That's not what the people are.
So that's why I may say there is obviously a beef or a chicken back or whatever.
No. I don't have nothing to do with him.
No, I know, Mr. Speid. Well, I know, me know that, Me know, say, two people don't have to be at each other for a beef to be taking place. Obviously, you're the subject. You're part of the subject in this 5-point bulletin that Mr. Butler wrote. So there is a struggle between both of you. You in a Cavalier.
There's no struggle. You're joking. I have my job to do. I don't know what his job is, because criticizing is not a job. So I have my job to do, and I'm doing my job. There's no struggle. I don't care what he does with whatever he's doing. I don't care what he does. I'm not commenting about anything that he does, because him doing thing, we know what my job is. There's in the Constitution, there's actually things that I'm supposed to do, and I'm making sure I'm doing them, right? Who say whatever he's saying is correct? You might think so. I don't think so. Some of those things that he's saying have nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
So why am I supposed to go to interfere? So I'll be interfering in other people's jurisdiction, and I'm not.
No, man, at the 5th point, me talk.
No, but me done clear the 5th point already. Me have 3 years, 8.5 months left. So he can stop. All the way till 3 years, 8.5 months finish.
But because if mediation take place, something can go on.
Between who?
Between you and him, or the Federation and him.
No, I'm not meeting with him. You know, see something meet with him and him I went talk about Chung. I'm not meeting with him. Never, ever. So make that clear. Me and him will never meet. Unless he becomes an affiliate. My job is to deal with affiliates. Remember, me is technical, me not nothing to do with the public. Me not PR, me not marketing, me is technical.
But you still do a lot of PR job, man. So
what you talk about?
You know, well, for sure you come from Mr. Speid, man, and you mention things regarding to the JFF. Come on, man.
Yeah, but that's not my job.
It's not your job, but that's why I say you still do a portion of that as well. Because you seem like a jack of all trades, you know. And master of the technical committee.
Like you know, like a jack of all trades. That's not so nice, man.
Why?
That's not so. Jack of all trades, everybody laugh off of those people in my mother.
But
I don't want to be known as that.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from, but to me, my definition behind it, a jack of all trade, is always somebody who is very resourceful. And when a person is resourceful, you know, to make me finish the last part now, I bet you never hear me say jack of all trade and master of the technical committee. You never hear that part there?
All right.
Yeah, man.
I two things I really master. I master financial things and technical.
So me right. So me get one right. So me the halfway. but if he's not affiliated, then what sort of is it that you guys want him to be affiliated?
Look, I don't care what he wants to do. He's one big man. He do whatever he wants to do.
But
I know I am doing what I want to do. I don't care if he wants to be affiliated or not. He's his own big man, and he must make his own decision. People don't try to get me to make a decision for somebody else. I'm not.
Okay. We see one comment in the comment section. I'm wondering if he said that because Phoenix is said to be affiliated with Senton FA, and Senton FA is affiliated with JFF. Any truth to that?
I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not. All I know that everybody in football in Jamaica that is affiliated with JFF, when them call Speed, I come. No care where them is, Westmoreland, Montego Bay, Portland. If anytime them call me, I am there, right? But there's a lot of things tier to all of those things when I put in place. As me say, those are my job. It's policy me deal with. Policy, not necessarily operation. Is more policy I'm geared towards, and that is what I'm interested in. I don't have time to decide if a man want to be affiliated or not. He must decide what he wants.
So the policy is just there basically, and whosoever wants to be affiliate, be a part of it.
I have also, you see, in my time where people are saying stop ramping Jamaica football, regulations that deals with academies. You hear me? I tell you, I go through and I have a regulation that deals with academies in my time. That's why I keep on telling you, you know. So people can apply to become an academy. So the only, as far as me know, Arnett, Cavalier, Mount Pleasant, Montego Bay, and Portmore are the only 5 people who apply. And I think Harborview was supposed to, and one more, and Waterhouse. Those, I think I kind of do. I think 5 of them have signed up or so. 2 wasn't out of the 7. But I don't know of anybody else. So that is right there. If anybody want to talk to me, you see, all you need to do is become an affiliate, and then I have to talk to you. Until you do that, I am not talking to City Hall, because that means I have to talk to everybody. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. We'll leave it right here.
Okay. So this situation will then linger on because so me can understand.
Linger.
No, Mr. Speed, you know what me want to find out? How comes you can be affiliated with a parish association but not affiliated with JFF?
No, that's not. No, if you're affiliated, if you're affiliated to JFF through the parish association, yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, affiliated to JFF through the parish association. I don't know if they are affiliated to the parish association because I've never seen them play a league down there. They're not. I've seen a league playing now and they're not in it, so I don't know how that affiliation work. Basically, I don't know because it can't be just say you join a parish and you don't play no football there. I mean, come on, you have to do everything. It can't be just one thing and you don't do the rest. That's how I know affiliation go. You also have to sign on a piece of paper. And so you have to comply with, well, I know you have to sign on a piece of paper so you comply with JFF, FIFA, CONCACAF, CFU, Court of Arbitration and Ruling. So if anything go wrong, we can discipline you. So you remember, say, all of those are part of being affiliated. I don't know if those things were done. So people run come and say me affiliated. Okay. Well, the piece of paper where you sign, they will say, if you do not wrong, you are in our jurisdiction.
Yeah, that is what I was going to ask. When them affiliated with a parish, say for example, is there a documentation that comes to the JFF that indicates that this entity is affiliated?
No, most parish don't send us anything.
So only do the checks and balance, Mr. Speed.
Just hold on, man. Just hold on. You have so many national competitions, right? So the parish, a lot of parishes have them affiliates. So they have their affiliates who vote in them election, them affiliation farm, playing in them competitions. So those are the people who the parish would have as their affiliates. The parish would become the JFF affiliates, right? So the JFF recognizes these. So even if a club say them go and play in a Tier 2 or Premier League, at the parish have to stamp up them thing and say, yes, they are proper affiliate, right? So we would know the ones that come to play in the national competitions that they are affiliated to the JFF. The ones in the parish would not necessarily come on our radar unless like we have parish elections and the JFF would go there, etc., etc. So that's how it really works.
That is a breach in the system, though, Mr. Speed.
No, there's no breach, man. We give the parish association the power to have their own affiliates. There's no breach.
Okay. All right. Cranky, welcome to the show now. We see Cranky reach on the show.
How you doing?
Big up yourself. Mr. Speed up on the line. I try tell you some more things where go on based on the situation. Yeah, well, I know you have a question up and running, Cranky.
I don't really have a question. I have a statement. I comment. I'm not get beaten. I don't really care. You know, coach. In life, sometimes, if you can't get along, you just got to get divorced. That's my philosophy. You can't get along, you're in a household, it's not working, you cut the string and move on. So both parties can be happy. That's my statement on that.
Yeah.
Now, Rudolph, I'm going to say this, Rudolph. You guys need to do better. You can't let nobody hold you hostage. Period. Nobody hold the program hostage. The program bigger than everybody else. And the people the community advocate for people. Look at the thing in totality, because the inmates can't run the asylum. I'm not here that knowledge, but I'm not care. You cannot let the inmates run the asylum, in prison. And that's how life works. There's authority, and if we don't have authority, and we have people doing what they're supposed to do, then we're gonna have chaos. Society is run by having structure, and that structure needs to operate. And if people want to be mavericks and want to hold you hostage, then you know what? You move on. Fact of life. Sorry. I've had trouble with the JFF. I've called it the JFF numerous times, not buying these things. So here's my question, Rudolph. Why is it that we get like 3 squads yesterday? We had, what's his name from CVM announce a player in the squad who was in the squad. Then a squad came out initially by CVM, which subsequently got changed. And then subsequently that we hear that a player say he's not in the squad when he was in the squad. So we had like 4 or 3 different iterations of something, which we only should have one. And what it does is cast a bad light on the JFF.
And that's why I tell him earlier, I said the JFF, this send a bad signal in the media for the JFF. But Mr. Speed, I say where, when? But these are some of the things. The situation surrounding includes the JFF.
Did Rudolph drop off? I don't see him.
No, man, in my ear, man.
If that is what happened, I agree with you. It should never happen. We can't, and to me, we can understand how we can get right from 1 to 26 and write the right name them beside.
Yeah.
To me, there's no excuse for that.
I actually applaud the idea, But the breakdown of what happened, the execution, it's sloppy, man. Sloppy.
It's almost as if there was a conflict involved of people having different view about how they should be. They never came to a consensus, and people put out different information to the general public, which can't be the case. Things have to be synchronized. Right? Things have to be synchronized. Rudolph is still there?
No, I'm a call back because I can drop off. Hello? Hold on, let me try to get him back. Yeah, Mr. Speed, we're here now.
No. Me agree 100% say that debacle should happen because, I mean, look, as far as me is concerned, a one person decide who have the final say decide on anybody who play on the squad. And if it's one person, then that means that shouldn't happen at all. So, me don't know what there, but as me said, me kind of stay far from those things, operational things, because, I mean, as me said before, me know say, yes, I mean, I can't quarrel about it all the time. Yes, there seems to be a perceived conflict. As far as me concerned, nobody can find a proof that I was ever conflicted. But I mean, that's why I even stay far from certain things. I don't want to say the squad, me tell the coach, don't give me. No coach don't give me no squad, me don't want to know about it. But we see it in a social media when it released. I always tell him that as a joke. And, but certain things just shouldn't happen. I will come across as incompetent when those things happen. And it's true. I mean, and I will personally tell them so myself too. So look here, why I make these things happen. And as I said before, you see, the tail can't walk that. Cranky said, I never do want to come across like Cranky, because Cranky said I must learn to behave myself. So I never do want that. But it's true. You can't.
But Rudolph, this is one case which I have to align with you. Like, let me say this, people, and I know people give me a hard time about this. I mean, I like this player. No, I don't like chaos. I dislike situation people trying to manipulate other people. I dislike people who are not genuine and individuals who are doing things for their own accord, for their own purpose, not for the common good. I'm not into that. I'm not going to say I'm a Puritan. I don't believe in utopia. But at the end of the day, we all have tried to do things that's best in general for the national team. That should be the focus. And the coach is part of the problem. And in fact, I don't agree with you, Rudolph, about the squad. So let me say this about the squad. If a player is causing chaos, that player should not be available for selection. I'm sorry, that cannot be the case. The player disrespect the country, disrespect the squad.
No, I never said that. I never said that, Cranky.
But no, you said the coach has the optimum decision to pick the squad. I'm saying, yes, it's the coach job to pick the players. But if you're going to say administration, and the coach is going to say, you know what, coach, this player cannot be in the team because of X, Y, Z. Right? We're not telling
you. No, Cranky, man. I said it in relation to they should make a mistake with the squad.
Okay. But I don't know how anyone get comfortable with somebody come out in public domain and viscerate you and destroy you, and you just say, "Oh, it's okay, I'll get over it. Please come back and play." What not do? What's his name? Cantona didn't play for France for how long? Benzema didn't play for France for how long? We are causing disruption and chaos in this situation. We're giving people attitude they shouldn't get. And Frank, you know what the worst thing about it too? Here's the worst thing about the people. Come here, talk about the 6 o'clock on my program this evening. Come here, going hard. I even have it on my thumbnail. Come in and go talk about it. Let me tell you this, people. The player now produced for the team. It's not like one player where we're indispensable, where we're going to say, you know what, guys? This player is like Gray. He come in, he make a team in a tournament. He's playing brilliantly, scoring. We need him. No, the players a want, not a need. And the player say, I need rest, then rest. And if you go work up with the player in your squad, him watch you when him yard. Him watch you in yard.
But Cranky, this is where I believe the coach is to be blamed in the situation. The youth say want a break, and now they're attributing it to tiredness and mental health. I blame the coach for still trying to reach out to him. And me say it earlier before you joined that this said reaching out caused a backfire on the coach. Because as Mr. Speid said, the formality of it wasn't done that was supposed to be done. And it caused it to be backfiring in his face. And I think that the whole debacle allowed the coach to be seen as a jellyback right now.
Yeah, the coach has undermined his own authority. If you're a player, what is your perception of the coach and how he operates? Is the player who decided he would take a break? Look, I have no problem with a player saying, you know what? I don't want to play this window. Ben White has done it for England. He may never play for England again. But he said, I know what? I don't want to be considered for the squad. That's fine. That's your prerogative. I've always said players got to think about themselves first and their families first. I'm fine with that. But we're going to go out and denigrate and belittle the country and the squad and everybody else around it. And when your team that you play for, some fans express some displeasure about you say you want to play for a big 60, you run and beg and kiss them foot and apologize, and you just dismiss the country, then the country don't mean nothing to you. Then all I know out there, I take them thing in them way that I don't understand on the star. I'm not some hypocrite now. Because if Gray did this, if Antonio did this,
them are beat down.
I'm gonna beat them, destroy them. I'm not too hypocritical.
On the back of what Cranky just said, so the coach means it. People them vote for me and give me a job for them. Now I run on my job, and no boy can't come and say, I must share it with them.
Mr. Speid. You see, what you say might necessarily not be wrong, you know. But you see, your tone and the words that you use, this is what some people are saying. Even when you say you not care earlier, somebody has said, them are beat if you say, oh, you feel involved and deal with the football, and you say you not care who the coach pick. So, me just give you a little time for redefine what you say.
It is written in the coach contract that he's responsible for picking the team. So I can't tell the coach who to pick. So when the coach lose, how do I tell him say, and him say, but you pick the team, what am I going to say? You see the point where I cannot decide who the coach pick.
Yes, but and Mr. Speid, I may get that, but if you say you can't decide, that is more understandable than you say, boy, I'm not care who the coach picking up. And that the people are saying, the terminology where you use.
I'm a Jamaican, so I want the difference. That's how Jamaican talk.
That is true. Me agree with that. But you see, sometimes the people are fickle and then just try to tread through every single thing what you say.
I can't help them if they're fickle. I can't help them. Seriously, I can't help them. So I'm just saying, the coach, it is written in the coach contract. You are the one who pick teams, right? It is written in his contract. So no, and you know why me writing in a contract so that nobody else could come and tell him who to pick, including the man who is telling him who to pick now. The man who you must sit down with, what tell him who to pick. Right?
So let me say this.
So the coach knew.
Rudolph and Minzy, let me say this. I'm always trying to convince Rudolph to compromise and to tone it down. Hey, Rudolph, you can't go in as hard as you want going. Me and
Hey, Cranky. No, Cranky, that's a double standard, man.
No,
the man say it is double standard. You can't ask the man for double down in a one particular situation, but in the next one you can't tell him for double down.
This why it's warranted, Minzy.
No, Cranky, hold on.
It's the Minzy man.
No, hold on, man.
Go on,
He can double down, but it cannot be in the Jamaican dialect because he's going to be chastised that way.
No, he got to be professional. I agree with you. If I'm
that part when Mr. Speed I go say, yo, no boy, can't. That's why I stop him.
Leave that to us on YouTube to communicate sometimes. Don't do that.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't say, what I'm making is this. I would say to Rudolph, what you should come out and say is that, look, we have tried to work with the parties involved and it has not worked well. So in this instance, we understand what they're saying. It may be best for us to part ways. Maybe at some future point we can reconcile, but right now things are not working well. We may just need to part ways. Done. Let's not drag this out in the public domain because it's not the right thing to do. It doesn't look good on anybody, frankly. But I think the other party is just
right. But I just wanted to add the point to the Cranky.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add the other point out. In the contract, we did also say we reserve the right to remove a player for certain reasons. But that is in the contract. So, I mean, we wouldn't be going out of our way to remove a player from a team if we would say them counterproductive.
Yeah, look, this situation is unfortunate. It should not occur. I'm a little bit surprised that any one party, no matter where they reside, has so much influence over our country's national team and have so much support. And part of the support comes from people's dissatisfaction with the JFF, which we have to admit. But I think the JFF, as we have seen over the more recent times, is trying to change things. And I think we all have to try to encourage and support. He me talk about the lane yesterday, coach, about we support her. And sometimes we can't just beat. It's another instance where we got to figure out, you know what? Let's try to work with the JFF to get to a good place. And the players have to do the same also. We know what the history is. But at some point, we have to turn the corner. But there's some people you can't turn the corner with. They might go straight all the time. You have to just turn off and let them go on straight. So you go.
Yeah, even somebody mentioned the unprofessionalism that Bailey is making mention of. That post that he put up. It was. Do you see it as unprofessional, Cranky?
Which post?
Or he could have allowed his team to make a statement.
Which post?
He put up a post saying that misinformation, something of the sort.
Yeah, look, it is so disappointing, Minzy, whereby Minzy can show that there's still a conflict, you know. If the coach is trying, and that's a coach.
Mr. Speed said there's none in a beef. I tell him say between him and something there.
There's a beef because there's a beef someplace because if I put up misinformation, which means that the squad you put out is not reflective of the correct squad, how could that be? Why wouldn't the coach have spoke to the player and then come to a consensus before you put it out? It's unacceptable. I was challenging the coach in the first place. The coach only exacerbated my situation with him to say, you know what, I'm the right man for your job. At some point, I'll call for him head because, you know what, you might do things which is not appropriate. This is inconceivable that you put out a squad and the player saying, I decided I wasn't going to be in the squad.
Misleading information.
When White play for England, didn't that come out way back when the coach talked to the players? Every time Southgate have a quad, he call every player, even some of the ones he don't select, and speak to them, right? You get clarity right there. How can this player come out and say, I'm not in the squad, but we have him officially listed in the squad? Are we crazy? Really? How did we get here? The JFF is trying to remediate his image. This doesn't help one bit. The coach is not helping anything when he does this. He owns this. He owns this. He owns this. Now, coaches are judged based on performance. So I do understand the coach want the best player. But if one of your best player is a renegade then you need to cut your losses. That's what I'll say about that.
And my thing is that the baller made himself unavailable before, and he said there's no timeline to it. You know, say if the coach never reach out to the baller to have some sort of conversation or with him team, there probably would be a different conversation coming up as well.
Yeah.
But don't you believe that he did the right thing? Mr. Speid, how you look on that? You think it was the right approach from the coach to engage the team before try to put out the olive branch to Bailey, even though he said that he have issues?
Every coach different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some coach is accommodated. If a player did that to me, we know when he would come back. When him come back or come back, it wouldn't be me I reach out to. But everybody different. So I'm not going to say my method is wrong or the coach method is wrong. If the coach believe that he can get him back, reach out to him, it's fine. But once you say it I go south, and you now get the answer where you want, you have to know when to just leave it alone, and that's what I would have done.
So I'll make a prediction actually. I would bet at the end of the player's career, he's going to look back and have a ton of regrets as relates to the national team. He's going to look back and realize that his advisors didn't give the best advice. You always hear players say that when they come to the national team, because you can play all the club football you want, you can make all the money you want. There's nothing like having caps. There's nothing like having national honors. There's nothing like getting the laudatory comments from people who talk about your play for the national team. The player has not produced for the national team. He had a chance to do so in one of the biggest tournaments and decided to forego it. Who does that? Or is it because you're not getting good advice?
Because Wenger did a survey, he said that informal, all the players that he used to coach for, when he meets them, he asks them a question. Did you do your best in your career? And he said 98% of them said no, they did not. They could have done much better if them had focused. And you're right. Most players have regrets. They could have done better in their career. And this could be one of the other cases too. I agree with you.
Yeah. Look,
and as somebody said in the comment section, like Mr. Speid mentioned earlier, that there wasn't any formality. And Mr. Speid, that is something where JFF need to solve too. Every single meeting and them thing down affair, there should be some sort of documentation of the meeting. It cannot be a case where you go in a meeting or some conversation happen, and then at the end of the day, it is said that nothing was said.
Contract is I told you that our contract, which is one of the things that we had, if there's issues, it's supposed to go to certain players in the squad, not individual player. It's supposed to go to
no, Mr. Speid. That's not what I'm referring to.
No, but may I tell you why there's no formality in
Okay, go ahead.
In fairness, most deals made informal though. Trust me, most deals and then formalize. You're right. Yeah, most deals are made that.
But you know why I mentioned that? It is because of the individual you people dealing with. So there has to be an exception to the case because of the individual.
Yes, and that is what I agree with you. That is why you're like an informal meeting. I would never have it where you suggest with people sit down there. So the truth is, when you meet with certain individuals, people say, you have to tape, you have to that across every T, we have to make sure. Yeah, in this case, that would have been my MO. That's true.
But still, we can't neglect the fact that a player is making mention of what you call it, mental health issues. We can't neglect that, and that is why I don't know why this issue was being pushed to get back Bailey in the team when it seems as if he's exhausted, he's tired, he's bombarded with too many issues around him, so his mental space is not clear. Why would we still want to push to get Bailey in the team? So this has nothing to do with who Bailey is affiliated for me. This has nothing to do with how Bailey plays for the national team. This has everything to do with what he said that is taking place in his life. Why would we still want to put that pressure on him? The man say him feel like him probably pressured when him play for the national team. Why we still go out and try to get him in the team? Mr. Algrim
as I say, you'd have to ask the coach that, because me personally, tell you how me that treat this. If somebody player tell me say they don't want to play for me, me that wait till they come back to me and tell me say they want to play. But to me, by that time, he would have reconciled in his mind what he wants to do. It wouldn't be me a help him reconcile what is in his mind. Because usually, you're right to say if somebody's tired and don't want to do something, why force them? You know, the performance will not be there. They could be just going through the motions. In a top class football, the margins are so small that anybody don't do them work, you would have a problem. At top class football, you make 2 mistakes and usually you concede a goal. So the truth is, you are 100% correct. But as I said before, every coach is different. You have some coach who think one way, you have some coach who think another.
Chelsea Clinton is saying that I'm not making sense. Or am I not making sense? When the man decides that him don't want to play for the country, he's taking a break, and he said that there's no timeline to his return. Why would the coach go and reach out to him? Why?
The coach also said him and the player have very good relationship.
Yeah, but it seems as if that relationship went down south when time him get him ask him for something there, to take a ban.
No, because even this week the court did an article was saying on the player get a fine. So I don't know if that's true.
I think there has been a breakdown with the relationship. There is a breakdown in the relationship. Bailey said that they have a good relationship, yes. But since him tell him say him suspended, I think that's where the relationship broke down. Why would I want to pick a player who say him now play and now no timeline? Some of the people really understand what I say.
I mean, I don't know which people.
No man, and I comment, somebody in the comment section, okay. Chelsea Clinton. I say me now make no sense. When I barely say him no want to play and him don't get a timeline. So I am saying why the coach still go reach out to him. I may agree with Mr. Speid, you know. There are many coaches operate differently. So Grimo probably operate that way there. Seeing? But I'm still asking the question, why you got trouble a sleeping lion? You get what I say? Me no think say him should have probably wait for the player to come and reach out to him and say, coach, you know, say I'm ready for forward, but I'm at a better place right now. And then the coach are gonna decide if him accept him or not.
That would have been my style, because I believe that works better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't must be right, but I believe that works better. Also, some problems you can't solve it even although you're the coach, you know. Those problems have to be solved by other things. You know, so but as I said before, everybody different, and I'm not gonna second guess anybody if their method usually work. Maybe they know more than I do. So that was it, but it clearly backfired this time. All of us is embarrassed.
All right. Somebody, Dr. Ira, is saying that the coach did the right thing. And it shows that Bailey and Craig think they are bigger than Jamaica. Now, the follow-up to that, people can allude to that. I have a calling number, but Mr. Speid is on the line. And if you're calling, you have a kick off Mr. Speid.
They can call.
So you have any final thoughts you want to share?
No. I mean, look, as I said before, just to say over something. Look, the team generally moving in the right direction. I think JFF are moving in the right direction too. In our last, after the election where we had a really torrid time, I think things had settled down. This is the only issue that keeps popping up back again and again and again. And we need to get on top of it. So we might not say certain things to the public, but the truth is that the board will have a discussion and they will eventually make a decision. Some people might like it, some people might not like it, but it won't be allowed to be continued. But it can be a decision that will be made by me or any one person. It'll have to be a collective decision, and we'll go from here. And it is true that in our agreement with the court, we do have provision take certain actions if we have to, and we'll see about it. But remember, again, we have a certain policy where we're supposed to meet with 3 members of the Reggae Boy teams to discuss any issues we have. So we might even do that first before we make any decision at the end, because this must be affecting them too. So for one person to really think that, you put me alone out here, so I don't worry about what the other players are thinking, and could even derail our World Cup qualifying. People have to think about where we are as a nation and what we allow people to do. But I'm saying that definitely the board will come to some conclusion, whether now or soon, whenever we meet, or in the meantime. I think one of the things we have to find out is what the other players are thinking, because you might be surprised what they are thinking.
That person when name Lashan, hey, right now, to them me have zero tolerance for stupidity. The man said, by your logic, the coach should wait until the other overseas players reach out to the JFF. That makes sense, Cranky? Now, 2 different scenarios that Bailey's a player that played for the team already. Using the cranium, no man.
Look,
Jesus,
I think just like we start with the women's football team, people are in their corners, and you can't convince them to get out of their corners. So
that is it.
Right? They're not objective. They're not independent in their thought process. They're affixed to where they reside, and you can't change their minds. And it's fine. It's their prerogative to do so.
This person said Chelsea Clinton said me have something there. Support indiscipline. When me say the coach shouldn't call Bailey, given the fact that him say him no want to be in our team. Oh, that is supporting indiscipline.
Now, I think why she's probably, I'm going to speculate what they're saying. When you talk about the mental aspect of this, which is, the person's mental well-being may be a problem because they're saying that they're tired and pressure. I mean, look, I don't like to touch upon the mental because I'm not an expert in that field. I don't know what someone is feeling, so I give them allowance for that. But if they say they don't want to play, then why are you calling them? I don't understand that. The players.
So always that supporting indiscipline.
I don't think it is, but I think that's probably the interpretation of someone is saying, which is you're making excuses for the person.
That is no excuse. That way the person say.
Yeah.
That's the way the person say, and them say them no want to play. What you gonna do? See, you see, Grimo run go out, go take him and fi carry him cross the road, and a car come and lick Grimo. He should have leave him alone.
It looks like it's a truck. It's not a car.
Or a truck. Anything you want. The man over the next side of the road, he saying, nah, come cross. Grimo run cross the road, go a holding hand and a drive, and a truck come and hit Grimo.
The man, yeah.
And the man, alright, but a Grimo get the beating right now.
And deservedly so. I'm sure he deservedly so.
Only not come tell me nothing. But me a supporting discipline. Me not supporting discipline.
So to answer this question from Mr. Yee, he says, can the person be replaced?
Can Bailey be replaced?
Yeah.
Well, we can answer that now only for different ways. Because, Pele.
I don't think you should answer that, Rudolph. I don't think you should answer that, Rudolph. I'll answer that, Rudolph. Everybody's replaceable in life. Okay, if they work, we wouldn't have a word and we would be living. Now, the question is, what's the adequacy of the replacement? That's the better question. Do you have adequate replacement to replace the player? The player's played 30 games for the national team. He has scored 5 goals. He's never won man of the match. He hasn't dominated. He hasn't made a CONCACAF team. I wonder how I look at that. I have a view which basically says some people are replaceable based on their performance. I don't care what they do with the club team. Their performance with the national team suggests they're replaceable.
Yeah,
that's my advice.
His presence is not replaceable, but if you're looking on strictly how he has been, repping for the national team, yes. And probably the break good for him too. So I don't know why the issue a push.
Yeah.
You keep on talking about the breaking, the mental. You're probably right. I realize that is a sticking point for your coach. You keep on talking about that. You're probably right.
Him say wanted the break. So obviously something I brew Mr. Speid. Probably a brew. The man say him tired, And then Craig Butler came out this morning and said the man said based on how many years he might play for the national team, he has not taken a vacation.
All right, coach, Minzy.
Yeah, man.
Watch. Same thing with me.
All right,
So
cool. Big
people
up
might
yourself,
come.
Mr. Speid, for stopping by.
Thank you later.
Yeah, Mr. Bruder.
Yeah, man. So people, you can call in if you want, you know. Peter Mystic and anybody. What his name again? Balakar. You can call in.
A long time I see Balakar. Yeah. Balakar turned big coach now. Enough time for YouTubers. I haven't seen Balakar in a while.
His injury record was vacation enough, to be honest, with respect to Bailey. and as you're right, you said, you know, you see, when you come on to this situation with Leon Bailey and the JFF and Craig Butler, people pick them side. And it no matter what you say, Cranky, you're gonna be the man that don't want to be against the ones that pick Bailey and Butler side. Me want to put the situation in a context.
Yeah.
Carla, welcome to the show. You're live.
Go on, stand cranky.
What go on, Balakar?
Balakar. Good to hear your voice, Balakar.
Come out of exile.
Yeah, coach, man. As I hear stand cranky say, it's football, man. I'm out, me subscribe to your channel in a cranky. I watch some of your podcast and what you do. You understand?
Bless up, Bala. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. But coach, me there about same way, man. You know, so me there watch your whole life program, man. Just not say nothing, cause
Okay.
me just want to see it run, but differently when me call about, you know, my ball I call about. Me just hope that whisper. Me just hope him a watch, listen, and learn. So you know, make a mistake here in the future.
What kind of
You
mistake?
understand me, coach?
What kind of mistake?
Yeah?
You know, see Whisper in our team.
No, Whisper in our team. Is it Whisper did get called up?
In name. Come out for the first listen. And then we hear say him injured and he is replaced by Lambert. But Craig Butler said Whisper good, him not injured.
Alright, I'm gonna say something to you now, Coach Minty. You see, with that such man there, so if you don't really listen to him. Remember Whisper injured for the last game for Chelsea U21 when them did to play the semi-final. So Whisper did spend a week longer in over Chelsea than him come Jamaica. If you come Jamaica as a baller and the national team want you, and you send a report to the club, so you go on the player to represent the country. Remember your injury now. If you don't go back to England, if you do a physical to see if you're alright. If you for 30% or 50%, the club probably not let you go. So you understand him not talking truth. Him because he must say that now bantan to youth. You understand, coach? So I just don't think that they go on, but as I say, youth have to get wise. Look what they go on. You see me and just try not to make it young. And when I try to say you can look into certain things and if you want a different agent, you can get it. Because at this present moment, I know one good look. You have to have some caps on your belt to get certain pay. And Liam Bailey, all right now, because he make a requirement cap seat in country where when you go to a club, whether you go there for 50 million, once you play for your national team and you have a lot of caps, they have to deal with your money better. Simple as that. Enough people don't know them things, coach. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just come from the YouTube space and make up BNIs. And then don't know certain things towards the football game. You understand? So, the squad look good. But glad Mr. Ethan Pino coming back. You understand? And the rest of them, but when we think the Jamaican fans them do enough, I give Bobby Reed him Flowers, coach. But we contract run out with Fulham, and Fulham out to replace him, remove him. Then I know if him don't know if he will get a new contract and coach the man come play the 2 World Cup qualified. Don't know if when he go over and have a club. A lot of people don't know them things. You understand? And then a lot of time we just jump on the ball at them. You didn't do this. And the man then put the 9 to 5 on the work to come represent the country. Enough people still don't appreciate them things.
I've been saying this, Balakar. I've been saying this, and Cranky hear me say it already. Fans no business with that, Once you get selected to play in our team, the fans decide, say, once them watch you, you're supposed to do what you do.
That's true too.
So the fans are no business about your personal life, where you going to eat tomorrow. They're no business about them something there. Fans is all about performance, entertainment.
That's true.
You understand?
And even with Ethan Pino, even if he never injure and then call him, he sees what he have. If him say, boy, coach, I think we need them 2 win their break.
No.
To build back himself.
No, the people are not gonna accept that. You were Craig Butler say, how many times them call Ethan and Ethan not come and he take a break for personal reasons. Oral Cheers to say I injured him and say, well, he take personal reasons for when his wife have baby. So obviously but obviously Craig Butler never see that as something that him should take a break for.
So we never watch World Cup and see player
fly home
for them birth of their son and then something there.
I think what's his name from Minnesota did that when he had a baby during the NBA playoffs. He flew home. Missed a game.
Evil
in the middle of the playoffs.
Evil. Yeah.
Well, on the baller car. Ishmael, me don't know if that a go on, but all me say to Chelsea is that if I say something and you are answer to it in the comment section, because so many things are being said. When you answer to whichever point me make and you agree or you agree, tag it so me can understand clearly, so I don't misunderstand and misinterpret what you say. That's all me I say. Because when you did say me answer to it, sound like I'm misinformed in terms of what I was answering to. And I've been saying this a long time. Once you now say something, you have to tag me, because the amount of thing we I say, the amount of comment we I come through, we can't pick up everything at the same time. So that's all me I say. So what you did say, apparently it was, I answered it in an incorrect way. So going forward, me say just tag whatever me say, or whatever I said that you think that you're answering to, so me can know say at that specifically attack. That's all. Continue baller card.
Yeah, and I not gonna say Bailey now. Me I gonna talk about Whisper. But cause knowing what to show or somebody might clip out something and send him. You if you remember one baller named Karim Benzema. 10 years the man missed out of the French national team. Just because of something similar to this with a player and with players and coach and everybody. President, everybody, them put a ban on him. And when him at 34, they got 35, they accept him back. When it's too late, coach, you win everything, but guess what? You win a World Cup and you don't win a Euro. So at them, they think they miss half of in resume. You know, you're killing them back to say, France come first.
So
some of them don't.
I said earlier that the player will regret at the end of his career the progress.
Yeah, Cranky said that.
People in the chat are jumping around and saying, "Won't regret nothing." Sometimes I hear people with their views and I just smile and says, "You know what? The lack of ability to think deductively and strategically and broad picture is really sad sometimes." And you have to. Yeah, go ahead, Bob.
Because they don't watch the football, you know, time Cranky, so they don't understand anything, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on there. Look at Grimo. Grimo have a respond to me see right now, you know. Me see me can go play it. Balakar, you have to go hang up a little bit, you know.
All right, no problem, man. Me show to no back, man.
All right,
But
cool.
just a walk push for the
All
listen
right,
what
that's
go on
Yeah.
and learn.
that's
You
baller.
understand?
All right, cool. I don't know the contents, but me see one interview pop up with the coach. I got hear what him say.
We have with us the head coach of the Reggae Boyz, Hamer Hallgrimsson. Coach, the squad has been announced for the Copa America this summer. Talk to us a little bit about the squad that has been selected.
There's not many surprises in the selection. It's more or less the players that we have been playing last year and a half.
You're not here, right, Cranky?
Group of players that have done pretty well for Jamaica. It was a little bit different. The rules from Common Ball for Copa America, the rule change is that normally it's a 23-man squad. But in this case, both in Copa and in the Euros, coaches and federation can name a 26-man squad. We thought a 23-man squad is enough for Jamaica. Normally, the playing time for a few players is not much in a competition like this. So we went for a 23-man squad and opted to have 3 senior players as an optional players if they would be able to join, 2 for coming from injury. And yeah, so that is how we decided to do it, to select a 23-man squad, and then to have a player like Andre Blake back coming from a surgery on his knee. I think it would be really good for the squad if he would be in one form or another. He's a captain, he's a leader in this team. It would be nice to have him on board, whether he is fully fit to play or not. Same I can say about Amari Bell, a very experienced, good player in the squad. So it would be nice if we make the squad at some point. For them, it's a long shot, but we opted to put them in the squad in case we would go all the way to the end of the tournament. So it would be nice to have that to support the group in the end. And the same, we thought the same about Leon Bailey if he would want to come. And in his case, he decided not to want to play for Jamaica. That's his decision, and that's every player's right to refuse to play for the nation, and he opted to do that, not to play for Jamaica. End of story for me. Absolutely end of story. Now I would like just everyone to focus on those players that want to play for Jamaica and want to represent Jamaica. Let's put our focus and support to those players.
Grimo not calling back, you know, Cranky. If Grimo stay, Grimo not calling him back.
Look, I mean, the player embarrassed the coach, but actually the coach embarrassed himself. Right? The coach embarrassed himself. The player says he's not going to play, and you put him in the squad hoping. First of all, the coach is wrong about some of the players. Ira Maguire, as you know, coach, was struggling with a calf injury for England. Probably could have made in the second round. Did Southgate bring him? Can't afford to bring him, even though you're a 26-man squad, right? You bring the players. You have to, I understand that some players may not get game time. You have other players with quality and ability that probably could get into the team. Like a DJ. Did you bring DJ? DJ's been a constant. Did you bring DJ? So I don't understand the logic. And your midfield is actually not that strong. DJ's been contributing. He's been playing for years. You don't bring him, but you're going to bring people who are injured. Or bring a player who say he doesn't want to play. It doesn't make any sense. So he's the one embarrassing himself. And now he wants you to focus on the squad when he created the focus on the situation and not the squad. That was what my concern is, which is if you're part of the 23-man squad or 25-man squad now, what it is? Well, here's the question. Is this the squad we gave to CONCACAF? So now we're done 25 versus 26? So we've lost a spot that we can't fill?
Yeah, apparently that's how go on.
Really, coach?
Look at that how go on.
Really, coach? I mean...
And it must be a situation where DJ probably saying nah come, because you could have swapped DJ for Alex Marshall. I say it earlier, nothing against Alex Marshall, good local baller. in the local competition, but me no see him add anything different to this midfield. Somebody say him have pace in the counter attack. Well,
What counter? We don't play counter attack with midfielders, coach. Play counter attack with from defense to forward. I thought we play the ball over the top. We don't play counter attack with midfielders. And I love Balakar's. Balakar has always have real good insight when it comes to football in general, and his perspective on Bobby Reid and the sacrifice that Bobby Reid. I don't hear Bobby Reid miss no coffee, no nothing. Right? We do hear Pinnock miss a number of situations because of family situation, but you never hear Bobby Reid miss nothing. Antonio miss, Pinnock may miss, and I'm not beating anybody for missing because of different reasons. Bobby Reid is ever present. That's why Bobby Reid forever play. Even though me sometimes question Bobby Reid and his contribution, but you never question it defensively, and you never question his commitment and his desire to ensure that, you know what, he gives his best to the national team. So Bobby has to get his flowers on a continuous basis because he's a soldier who is about the country. And when we start digging people who were born in Jamaica and talk about who local this, well, I mean, we're seeing a player in Bobby Reid whose commitment can never be questioned, whose desire can never be questioned, and whose citizenship and affiliation can never be questioned. I think people need to consider those things sometimes. It's not where you're born, what you consider is what you do. Show me. Not something because you can be born someplace but have no affiliation to that country. So but look, I'm glad that I would love the conversation to turn to the squad at some point. But the coach made news by what transpired, so it's gonna be news. It's like this morning I was watching the digress coach, the NBA finals, Dallas down 3. All they talk about was Luka Doncic and his behavior. They ain't talking about. They just stopped talking about Dallas losing 3-0. It was about how his behavior contributed to their loss, right? So you don't want to be the story, and this player is always a story. The player was a story coach before he even joined the national team coach. With his handler saying, "Oh, he may play for England, may want to play." His handler played this game of using the player to satisfy his own situation. And the people who support this people, they don't want to see it. They hate the JFF so much they can't see it. They don't want to see it. And frankly, where I'm sitting, it's annoying. Now, I'm not going to tell people how to feel about anything, but can you see the manipulation that's going on, the conmanship that's going on? Why can't you see that? It's weird that we can't see that. And then the man is using these players, not one player, the players in his, and then he complains about, well, they don't recognize my academy and they put them unattached and all that stuff. No, because you're a cancer. And nobody wants to deal with a cancer. And people don't want to call you, don't call you out. They just call you out. I'm going to call you to my program for your cancer.
Let me ask you this, because Chelsea asked me one question and I give him an answer, and he said because me a fan of Bailey, me refuse to be fair, balanced and objective. He asked me if I believe that Bailey has shown some level of what I'm saying again?
Commitment.
Commitment.
No, the players shown commitment. That's not.
And for me, I said to him, I don't agree with the lack of commitment because Bailey has been here. So this is me elaborate now, Chelsea. The player has been committed, but when you talk about his ability and his play, that is where I have an issue, because his ability is not matching up to how he plays for the national team. How on earth is that not being fair, objective, and balanced?
Yeah, so people, commitment is about. We've questioned people's commitment. Well, look, when you come to the national team like he has and played injured, and we know he's been injured sometime and he still come and play, that is commitment. And sometimes people, it's hard to travel all that distance after having a long season. So I'm not going to question commitment. What I'm questioning is him being used and misused and leveraged by his handler to get his way. People, can't you see what's happening? It's not the player. It's the players are being taught, cajoled, informed to disrespect the national team by a certain person. They're being manipulated, and it needs to be called out. And the person has different platforms that they can utilize to get their message across, and they do a brilliant job of doing it. But don't be conned by people who are disingenuous and who are con people. Look for yourself, assess for yourself, and make an informed decision. I've had problems with
Well, now you're cranky. Your son gone down.
Those in the chat, can you
People
hear me?
not ear cranky. Yeah, we just a year. Come back in.
So what I'm saying is this:
Like if you put on the pants, be a shorts are going around us.
there's no shorts. There's no shorts there. I think he's being used, and he doesn't. And look, I've said this before: the player need better handlers. Now, sometimes you have people who groom you from day one, and you outgrow them. You don't even realize you outgrow them. Awareness is an important attribute that we should have in our life in total, and there's an awareness lacking here that needs to be addressed. I don't care what anybody says, and I'm sure I'm going to get grief as I normally get when I go on certain people. I'm not into the beating business, but people, it's obvious. The players are being used to satisfy someone's objective, and it's a continuum. And at the JFF, when you get some, you know what, and stand on the ground. Please don't acquiesce to this. It's ridiculous. No country should acquiesce to any one individual. It's about the collective, not the individual. Let me stop. Coach, I'm going to run.
And
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man, we are run now. So Chelsea, for a man like Cranky, where no ram for beat Leon Bailey, and he said that, you think he wasn't balanced as well? I respectfully disagree with your definition of commitment. Commitment is much more than showing up for a game. Okay, so Cranky, him not agree with you upon that.
But
you don't know.
You can agree to disagree.
Call in Chelsea. Chelsea does call in. We take a call.
Yeah, I agree to disagree.
Call in, because sometimes they...
Yeah, so how we define...
Go on, Cranky.
Right? So in this case, the player shows up for national duty. The player shows up injured. The player plays injured. The player now says he has conflict with the administration. The player is being manipulated and used. The player doesn't recognize this. The player has allegiance that he wants to make sure he keeps those allegiances, and he's sided with the parties who are having problems with the JFF. That's the player's prerogative. As I've said, and somebody said in the chat, well, you can't talk about a player's contribution as being 5 goals. We judge players based on the performance on the field. I went in during COVID to watch a player play in Orlando. I was shocked, because I've never seen a player play up and close and personal. I was shocked about the player's performance. That performance to me hasn't really improved materially since then, even though the player's performance for his club team has materially improved. There is something going on. I've said it before, the player doesn't have respect for the national team, doesn't have respect for the administration, and it shows in the players how the player plays. So I said this a lot of time. Players have to focus on themselves and their families first, no one else. So a player said, I want to play for the national team. It's fine. Move on. Stop belating this. Stop going around in circles. Stop pontificating. Just move on. Allow them to be who they want to be and who they want to be with. Just move on. Talk about the squad. Talk about the other players. If I'm a part of the 23, you guys ain't talking about me at all. You're talking about somebody who's not there. Is that fair to those players who are I don't use the word committed, but are part of the squad, who are going to be playing, who should be recognized, who should get their flowers? Come on, people. Talk about the other players. This is going to be, to me, as of today, it's stale news. It may come up in my program today, but I don't want to talk about it a lot because I don't think it should be today, and we move on tomorrow. Let's say it's today's discussion because it's news. We move on tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, I think we have come to the end of the show. 7 minutes over. Big up to Cranky, we'll pass through. Big up to Mr. Speed. You understand? Big up to the persons in the chat and those who are watching and did not comment. Big up on yourself. Same way. You understand? Those who come for look and clip videos and them thing, they big up to the same way. You understand? If you want to clip my video and put it out there, I'm more something like that for me, you know. Traction, you see me?
Any news is good news in some case, right?
Yes, so big up. Remember if you go support Cranky a little more.
Yes,
and if you have not yet subscribed to
sorry, Menzi. I'm 6 p.m. this evening. I'm talking about Rutherford's masterclass for the West Indies. I'm talking about Down for the Count with Dallas. And I'm talking about the Reggae Boyz squad. The Reggae Boyz squad going to Copa America. Those are the topics, the key topics. Thanks, Menzi.
Chelsea, big up yourself. So guess what? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please also go over and support Cranky's Live. That's his channel. You can subscribe to it as well. You don't know it going on. Until next time, stay safe. Brain Drain said no one cares about West Indies.
Not true, Brain Drain. They're 1-3. They're going to the final 8. So that's not true.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'm out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.